What's up, traders? Going 2 for 2 today. Let's get to it. All right, traders, first and foremost, today was still slow. We just happened to find 2 trades. Don't forget to hit that like button. It's free for you. Helps support the channel. I do appreciate that. So the one trade that we did get on stream was MRIN. We're going to go ahead and start that right now. And as always, we're going to be watching this at 2x speed. So if you want to go back and watch this in live normal speed, you can either slow this down to half speed, or you can go watch it on the recap from, not the recap, but the actual live stream. And it is timestamped as always. So there you see us getting started in MRIN. And when it made this 50 pop, you can see it's making a decent move, but you could feel that it still wasn't like a good pop, right? So we were sitting here waiting for it to make a nice pop, and it just kind of grinded right here, and then it starts to jiggle. You can see it jiggling, and basically what I'm saying when it's jiggling is that it doesn't want to go any higher. It's really struggling to go higher. Even though I wanted it to get that 570 push, it didn't seem like it wanted to. So since we were on the north side of the $0.50, I didn't want to miss an entry up there. So once I felt it start to come back down, we went ahead and hit it. And unfortunately, right after that is when you see it make that push up to 570. That was where we wanted that first entry. Kind of faked us out a little bit with that first jiggle. And if you notice, I really wanted to add there, but unfortunately how I trade, I try not to get my ads too close together, because if I get them too close together and then it really runs, then I'll start to get too heavy too fast, and my position size will get too big too quick, and that can lead to a max loss, and that's definitely not what we want. So even though we get a first entry that wasn't exactly what we wanted, it's okay, because that's the beauty of waiting for these intense moves that get extended, is usually you have a little bit of leeway. You obviously aren't going to make as much money because you didn't get near the top of the move, but it's okay, because usually you have that little bit of a buffer zone to get into a position. So as you're going to see, MRIN actually does end up going even higher. We were kind of fiddling around with maybe adding half size there, because I didn't want to get a full ad that close together. But I didn't want to, because I had thought my position size was pretty perfect for the position that we were in. So I just let it go. And I decided to see what it wanted to do. And it does ultimately end up going higher here. So I'm going to fast forward just a little bit. And as you can see it moving up towards 80, waiting for the jiggle here. This is where I would be looking to get an ad. They're just waiting for it. You can see it start to jiggle there. So we get an ad. And again, it does the exact same thing, as you can see. So it gave us that little bit of a jiggle, started to go down, we hit our ad, and then it faked us out and went right up. But this time I'm like, okay, I really like this move. So this went from, like, say, pocket jacks when we first got in, nice move, we really liked it, to now this is like pocket kings, pocket aces, right? Maybe even after a decent flop. And for all of you non-poker players, I'm real sorry about this, but basically what I'm saying is it was a good trade when I got in it down here, but now it's a great trade. Now I feel like we're getting into a zone where this is amazing. If it would have popped the 620, would have been even more amazing, and I definitely would have hit this for 112. But as you'll see here, it starts to struggle again. So we hit it, and it was almost like I knew, because we were so extended so fast, that when it tried to get that extra push even to 580 and then got that extra push almost to 6 but got rejected, that we were going to immediately get some kind of a pullback. Now, this line that I have drawn here is right off the hourly. It's a line that I saw that could be used as possible support or resistance. And as you can see, it didn't really get used as resistance almost at all. I tried for a split second there. But as it comes back down, I put an order out for most of my shares right above it, just in case. And as you're going to see, it actually fills us, and it happened really fast right there. So I never even saw the bid come under 572 there, but we were at 571 and we got our fill. So it wasn't going to complain too much, because now we're back to starter position size. And if it wants to go higher, maybe test that 620, that's completely fine, because we got the majority of our position out for green. Our average is now up to 575. So I feel like I'm in the driver's seat at this point. Even though we're down, this thing hasn't even tried to pull back yet. So the fact that we recycled some shares, got our average up to 575, and we're at starting position, I'm pretty happy. I was pretty comfortable sitting in this spot. So when it's trying to go higher here, you can see it goes up another 2 cents, gets to 598. I was ready for it to go through 6. I was ready to hit it on the move through 6. Unfortunately, we don't get an ad. Because it didn't go through 6, I didn't want to add just because it went back up towards high of day and did a little bit of a fake out breakout there. But it always does kind of suck because then you don't get more shares. You don't get your average up even more. But again, not that big of a deal because we hadn't really experienced any kind of a pullback to that at that point. However, you will see that I change to taking 75% of my position right here. And then I look to try to get more because I figured if it comes down, retest this same area at 570 and goes through, the odds are, as you can see, it misses by 2 cents there. If it goes through, the odds are we're going to get that move back down towards that 540, which it eventually does. But we end up taking it off a little bit earlier, as you'll see. Let me click back up here so we can go forward. It does go back up a little bit, but it ultimately does end up coming down and taking us out. You'll see pretty much went up and then came right back down, making a lower high there. And once that happened, I was pretty confident we were going to get this fill. I actually almost lowered it, but since VWAP was right there, I just wanted to make sure we got our fill. And right there, we get our fill. And you can actually see it doesn't go much further. It only goes to 63, but eventually it does work its way down. And it starts to hold support here above 550. It never even tested 550. I was even telling the live stream that once it tested 550, we were going to get out of this. I was hoping to get the flush through at 547, but if it tested 550 and started to fail, I was going to get out of it. And you can see I start to lower it down to my break even because at this point, if it starts to curl and goes back above this area that was support and now it's being used as resistance, I didn't want anything to do with it. 554 right here, I believe, is the closest we get. And I think I tell myself here too that if I see 559, 560, I'm just going to get out. Yep. And that's exactly what I do. And it does end up trying to curl, but then it does end up dumping, I think, to like 550. I think it was 540 something. I don't know. I'd have to check. Actually, we can just go check right now because I have to go to our other trade, which was not on the stream. But as you can see, we had the same lines drawn here. It did dump a little bit, almost gets down to that 539 level, and then ultimately ended up going back to the highs. And then actually that ended up being a fake out, comes back down. Look at, it's pretty interesting. Uses that line right off the hourly. Again, right there, 570. It was used multiple times and is pretty much fading the rest of the day. So yeah, that was our trade on MRIN, and a second trade here on FULC. This one was kind of grindy. Then we finally got some volume, as you can see here. Nice little push up through some key levels. Just felt the jiggle, got in, pretty small share size on this one, and ultimately would have loved to get back down towards this 2550 area. However, it started to find support here around that 2630 area. I think, what did we take it off at? 2618. It kept finding support, and I just got, I was looking for this to more so dump right to that 2550 area, and it just didn't want to do it. So we ended up taking it off, and you can see it was really struggling to come down lower, and then finally it broke again that second time, and that's when it finally worked its way down there. So that was our two trades. We ended up about 25% or 50% goal at $25 of the 50 that we were shooting for. Much better than the last 2 days where we only got one trade in the afternoon yesterday and no trades on Monday. So can't really complain too much. But that's all I got for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Always appreciate that support. If you do have any questions or comments, leave those down below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.